Once you have started with a client account, make sure to explore the basic recommendations on how to create a new project. Now you can see a screenshot of what some of them look like. I will add the link under the lecture, where you can check all of them for yourself. Now let's create your first project. It could be possible to join if you go there as a freelancer. By the way, it is important to remember that we are making our own project for research purposes. That means its closure is mandatory because freelancers will only get connects back in this way if they happen to have wasted them on your fake project. To do this, go to your newly created client profile. The first thing that appears is the creation of the project. Let's start with step 1, which asks you to create the title. You can create a credible name or copy suitable parts from other clients' projects. Try different options and pay attention to Upwork hints. For example, now I want to have an email design template. Once I type this, Upwork puts my project into the email marketing niche. However, if I change the title to Email Template Designer, we see that Upwork will add the project in the graphic design area. Looks pretty confusing, I know. But now you understand why customers sometimes make mistakes with the specialization of their projects and what specializations you need to include in your freelancer's profile. Now let's use our second title example and move to the next step by clicking Next Skills. Use the skills that you listed in the first section to complete this step, but also check the recommendations from Upwork to complete this step. In our case, it might be email design, email template development, graphic design, and so on. After that, estimate the scope of your work. It might be large, medium, or small, depending on the number and importance of the tasks. As we want to have only one email template, let's choose the small one and go to the next point. It asks about the duration of the projects. As this task is a short-term one, I will select less than 1 month. Now you should identify the expert level you are looking for. I will press Intermediate and clarify that it is not a full-time job. Now we are ready to go to the next step. Just click the button below and a new page opens. At this stage, we need to add the budget. Let's choose an hourly rate and see what price options Upwork suggests for this project. For me, it works good, so I move on to the next step without editing. However, if you feel like these options are not suitable, you can edit them as well. This is a good chance to increase your own rate if you have set it lower than Upwork's recommended minimum for the client. For the last step, add a description for your project. I entered the one I created previously, but you can write anything you would like or copy from other projects. Now that all steps have been completed, click Review Job Post. You'll see a preview of your projects with the possibility to edit any fields before publishing. At this stage, it's also possible to set up screening questions and additional preferences, if there are any. I advise choosing such general questions to better understand how other freelancers answer them. For example, let's select the checkbox near Describe your recent experience with similar projects. Now everything is ready, so you can click Post this job. Once you have created your first project, you will see a working dashboard. You as well as your clients usually have a list of published projects and drafts here.